to reconnect.
I believe we're live.
Are we live?
It says live.
Okay, I'm being told that we're live, guys, and for one reason or another, we moved into a new office in the past week, and the Wi-Fi is still trying to figure itself out. But anyway, it's Whiteboard Wednesday, businessonerelevation.com. It's Leon Street in the house, and I've got a really cool, really interesting topic I want to talk about today. And it's interesting, but it can be scary. So let me reveal. I'll move out of the way. So revealing the business owner's deepest, darkest fears. Now, I wanted to just hit it head on. And the reason why I wanted to hit it head on and start looking at this from a place of fears, because actually as a business owner, as a coach, as a consultant, you know, whatever bracket you fall into, you can't get away from the fears of running a business. They're ever present, but it's your job to find the solution to that, to be able to manage the fears of running your business whilst being able to push forward. And I've got 3 key areas that I want to cover today, a couple of stories I want to fit in. So depending on how we do for time, hopefully in the next 15 minutes we can just do the whistle stop talk and get through this. Now, if you are a coach, if you're a business owner, and you know you're struggling with marketing, or you're struggling with just business, or there's some challenge, there's something that is kind of holding you back or preventing you, well, hopefully this is going to shed some light on this subject area of being the business owner and the deepest, darkest fears that confront you. Now, I was reading something recently, and some of you may know, may not know, I'm in the process of writing my first book, and it's called The Profitable Coach. That's the working title. So I'm 22,000 words in, so it's moving. The target is 50,000 words. But I was looking into some research, and I forgot who it was by exactly. Probably Tony Robbins, but I'm sure I'll get the answer soon. I'll come back to you guys and let you know. But the person was saying that our desire, our deepest desire, not fear, desire as a business owner, or as a human, is to be comfortable. To be comfortable. And as most of you know, as a business owner, your comfort zone and staying in your comfort zone is not a great place to be. You've got to constantly be pushing against that comfort zone, breaking out of it and moving to the next level, because it's where you move into these places where you're challenged differently, you find new challenges, you're tested, your mental fortitude, what you've got in the heart and what you're willing to push forward with. That's really where you take things to the next level. And that leads me on to point number 1 of where I want to take you with today's topic. So if you guys have got any questions as I'm going through this, please leave a comment. I will come back to them. I've got Adam in the background as well, our in-house videographer, graphic designer, marketing consultant. What don't you do, Adam? Anyway, he does everything. So he's actually sharing this video out as well on my personal profile, in our Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you join the Business Owner Elevation community. But point number 1. So let's get into it. So most of you know, normally on a Wednesday it's Whiteboard Wednesday. But anyway, we've got flip chart today, so hopefully everything will go to plan, because we're yet to put the whiteboards up in our new office that we moved into. But anyway, belief. Belief is the first point. Now, in business, you probably find that there are some times when your belief is like kind of like right up the top, and then there's other times when your belief is low. Yeah, and let's just be real, guys. Everybody experiences it. Nobody is the exception to the rule. Nobody. But it's your job to ultimately focus on constantly pushing back, pushing back outside of that comfort zone and pushing back on that belief zone. So point number 1, belief. And I've actually prepared some notes, because for me, the deepest, darkest fears in business is a big thing. Nobody prepares you for it. And more importantly, nobody teaches you about this. You know, you have this kind of entrepreneurial idea. I'm going to set up my business, I'm going to run my business, I'm going to do great things, I'm going to impact, whoever you're going to impact, whether it's just locally, regionally, the world, whoever it is. And kind of when things come and hit you like a sledgehammer, it kind of hurts. And not only that, it can stick for time. It can stick for days, weeks, months. It can turn into a depression. And belief is the key, guys. It's number 1, belief. And the reason why I say belief is because there's 2 parts to belief, and I'm going to put them down here. If any of this is resonating with you guys, give me some likes, give me some love. Even if you're watching this back on replay, I respect and appreciate your time. So here is belief. There's 2 points to this. So you don't believe you deserve it. So just squeeze that one on. So the first part is, most of us, we don't believe that we deserve it. That's number one. Number two, the second one is, you don't think you can pull it off. Right, so that's my first 2 points, guys, belief. So you don't believe that you deserve it, and the second one is, you don't think you can pull it off. Those are the two key things when it comes to belief. And what I want to tell you guys is that following your heart, following your passion, yes, you do deserve it, yeah, because there's a reason why you've gone into this business as a coach. You know, whether you're just a small business owner, it really doesn't matter, but you do deserve it. You took that courageous step to set up your own business, so why should you doubt yourself? Just have the belief. The second thing is, we suffer from this thing of thinking, actually, we don't think that we can pull it off. Maybe this will happen, maybe that will happen, maybe the market trends are telling us, actually, no, we can't pull it off. Or maybe somebody said something to us, maybe they're a close family friend, could be a partner, could be, you know, just immediate family, it could be a friend, it could be another business owner you meet at a networking event or you meet regularly. It could be anybody. Be careful of those people, because even though they have the best intentions, they're giving you the wrong information. So where it says here, you don't think you can pull it off, actually all you've got to do is find the right strategy, the right blueprint. And the way you do that is like most of us do that. You find books, you find mentors, you know, maybe you watch videos on YouTube, Vimeo, wherever you find the source, even here on Facebook. Find somebody who's been where you want to go and find out from them, go and research from them, look at their methodology, look at their teachings, their trainings, you know, find the answers. That's the really important thing as a business owner, as a coach, somebody who's pushing forward. Go get the answers, because that way you'll fortify your belief that you deserve it, and you'll fortify your belief that you can pull it off, because you'll prove it by seeing other people have gone there before and done it. And that's a really important thing. So my next point, and this one's, we're going to go a bit deeper, so I can see, look, we're about 7 minutes in, so I've got to hurry up with this one, because this is a real juicy one. Mindset, guys. So I think next time I'll need to record on the main camera, Adam, so note for later. So mindset. Now I've gone from belief, and you probably think, well, actually that's part of mindset, and you'll be right. What I want to do is just dig a bit deeper and go into what is it, as the business owner, as you know, the person who runs the business, you need to be prepared for. And I've got a few things. I do need to read this off, guys, because I haven't memorized it just yet, but it will be coming to a keynote near you very soon. So here it is, mindset. Guys, get ready for this one. Really important. It's your responsibility. It's your business. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you're responsible no matter what. And, you know, it might be hard at times to think, well, maybe it's their fault, maybe it's his fault, her fault, whoever's fault, maybe your kid's fault, maybe your partner's fault, whatever. No, actually, it's not even your accountant's fault, it's yours. You're responsible for the actions you take in your business, and as long as you can say to yourself and have that mindset that actually I'm the person in control, I create my path, that is important, and that's key, guys. You've got to be responsible for your actions and what you do, your choices. Even when you put your trust and your choices in other people, it's your responsibility because you made that choice. So for me, responsibility. The second part, you need to hold short and long-term vision. Yeah. So if you've got an idea of where you want to take your business in the next 12 months, the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you've still got to hold the short-term visions, so the kind of milestones that lead you to the long-term. Yeah. And you have to find that kind of balance between the two, knowing that maybe things aren't going right, but you're still headed towards the goal, the destination. It's like having, and I used this actually last week to a room full of 130 business owners when I was explaining this to them, is that you've got to look at yourself almost like you've put a destination into Google Maps, yeah, But then what happens is Google Maps pops up and says, actually, there's been an accident on this road. We are redirecting you. Yeah. But you still end up in or at the destination of your choosing. So there are going to be kind of turns, there's going to be bumps, there's going to be different roads you're going to have to go down, and that's all part of it, guys. But it's still up to you to hold the short term visions in order to achieve the long term ones. So the next one is get used to being uncomfortable. And I mentioned this one earlier, guys. You know, our deepest desire as humans is to be comfortable. Yeah, where there are no threats, there's nothing really pushing us out of kind of our comfort zone. And actually that's what we all desire. But most of you know, as business owners, you need to push outside of the comfort zone. So I'm going to start with the first two. Put responsibility. So responsibility, and I'm going to put here short and long-term vision. So there's a couple of other things, guys. The mindset is so important. You've got to keep learning. There's got to be a continual learning mindset. So you need to continue to seek answers. You need to continue to push forward. And here's a really important one. So I'm going to put this one down. Numbers. So, and I'm going to kind of highlight that one. And I'll explain why I'm highlighting the numbers, guys. So just give me a second. So, when you're in business, numbers don't lie, emotions lie. Yeah? Numbers don't lie, it's logical. It doesn't lie, it's kind of black and white. Emotions lie. So get to know the numbers in your business so that you can make the right decisions. And I'm going to give you a couple of stories. So the first one is, I was speaking to a lady actually very recently, and she reached out to me, very interested in marketing strategy and how we can help her business grow. She's got some ideas about what she wants to do, and the first thing she gets to is, well, how much does it cost? Yeah, and here's the important thing. That question, and I know it's kind of a very early on question when somebody's only focused on the immediate ability to afford something rather than, is this step going to lead me towards that long-term vision? And it's an important thing that I'm getting to, because when I then suggested that actually the next steps really are for us to talk so I can understand your current situation, understand what your next 12-month goals are in order to recommend the right thing to you with no commitment, yeah, the person, she went cold. And that's okay. But the point I'm getting to is that if you know your numbers, you'll know what you're in it for. So whether you've got the immediate cash or not, or whether you've got a target you're trying to go after, you're going to seek the knowledge regardless. You're going to have the conversations with the people that you do want to speak to, whether you can afford to invest with them now and, you know, take on that kind of coach like myself or somebody else. You need to have that conversation to know even what are the steps that I need to look at even beyond the numbers, because it might be that actually the numbers give you an indication as to what prices, what cost you need to spend or invest in different services. Maybe it's just knowing your profitability. Maybe it's knowing your forecasting over the next 90 days, the next 6 months, the next 12 months to know where you're going. But ultimately, you've got to know the numbers. You've got to know your cash flow position. There's many different things. But what I say to you guys is that in this kind of mindset, do not abdicate. Do not throw away the responsibility of knowing your numbers, because it isn't your accountant's job. Yes, they may do the details and get your tax and all those other things like profit and loss. But at the end of the day, you need to at least have a strategic understanding of what the numbers are. And yes, again, it's your responsibility, which is what we have here. So I'm moving on to now, guys, the third one. And this one should hopefully bring it all together for you. Guys, is this making sense? I want to see if you're watching this right now and it's making sense to you first of all, and you're thinking, you know, the business owner's deepest, darkest fears, would you agree that it's around belief, it's around mindset? And then the final one, let me just write that, it's around focus. So this is the final one that I want to cover, guys. So, as I mentioned, I've got a couple of stories I'm going to go into. So I've already mentioned one about the lady. Really focus on your numbers. Now, focus is important. So I was having another conversation, guys. Somebody else reached out to me. Just happened to be a lady again. I'm not sure why. And it's quite interesting, actually. We do have in terms of our demographics with the clients that we serve, as well as the people who reach out to us, is 80% women. And I was joking around with this woman actually the other day, and I said, actually, I think it's because of my handsome good looks, but I'm just joking. But here is the point that I want to get to. When you're in business because you have all of this experience of life. You have experience, maybe you were in a job, maybe you had a previous career, maybe you've just took a new direction and there's something that you're really passionate about, something that you've always thought about and now you're just about to go into it. Maybe there are many different things that you've taken on before and you want to wrap them all into kind of like one thing and just give it to everybody. Yeah, and this is going to link into what Focus is all about. Now, you may have heard this acronym, follow one course until successful. One course, yeah? And so one course simply means one course. It doesn't mean that I'm going to offer my customers mindset coaching, life coaching, business coaching, marketing strategy all in one as this brand new thing. You see, what happens is that your customers and you get confused about what you actually do. You get confused about who you help. So as an example, maybe you say, actually, I can help any type of business owner. Yeah, are you hearing that one? Any type of business owner. So somebody who's broke, somebody who's doing okay, scraping by, somebody who's got a bit of cash, and somebody who's doing awesomely. And you're saying, actually, I can help any type of business owner. That may be the case if you have different products to serve them in different ways. Yeah, and the different products will ultimately give you the leverage of time. But if you're a coach, and let's say you're around the kind of 6-figure mark, 100,000, or you're growing and moving up to that, that might not be the easiest step for you to take to actually say, I'm going to serve everybody. You need to focus, and you need to focus in the sense of what can you achieve, what can you really drive forward in order to help the people that you have immediate access to, which is an important thing. Is there anything we need to be aware of? Adam behind the camera. Okay. Adam was just like really inspecting, so I was just wondering if anything was going on.
Make sure.
So,
focus.
you got to follow one course until successful, guys. Don't put too many things into your pot because it spoils the broth. Yeah? Don't put too many ideas in there. You've really got to focus on what's the one thing that you're going to help your niche with. Yeah? And when I say niche, really focus on who is the niche that you serve. Yeah, because you can't serve everybody. Think about the age demographic. Is it? And I'll give you the quick example. So for me, I'd be serving somebody who's 30 to 50 years old. Generally, they're going to be male and female, but they're going to be a coach. Yeah, I'm going to serve as well as that age group. They're going to be in a business where they're serving their customers in a one-to-one scenario, or possibly one-to-many through an online program or courses, digital courses, or they may actually deliver their services in person as a service, as an offline service. But ultimately, the people that I'm targeting are the people who want to find leverage through online marketing. Yeah, and I can even go even deeper on the niche. But follow one course until successful. So follow one niche. Follow one idea of how you're going to help people, and let that be the thing that people know you for. So the example would be, when you think of Steve Jobs, what do you know him for? Well, you know him for Apple, first of all, because of the brand, but you also probably know him for the great creative technology that most people have in their pockets and hands right now. Yeah. If you think of Bill Gates, yeah, you think of Microsoft, operating systems, Word, Excel, yeah, the guy who created the first beast of software, yeah. So think about what is the one thing that you do. If you think about Oprah, what is she known for? You know, the queen of, you know, the talk show, yeah. So that's what you need to focus on. What's your one thing, guys? Don't think I'm going to be this X, Y, Z. I'm going to be so amazing. I'm going to have all these businesses and blah blah blah. Well, here's the thing. All the three people I just mentioned before, they have more than one business, but they're known for the one thing, guys. Yeah, so I'm not saying you can't do these other things, move into these other areas. First, be known for the one thing. So, follow one course until successful, guys. And I think that kind of wraps up today's topic, Whiteboard Wednesday. So, revealing the business owner's deepest, darkest fears. It's a desire to be comfortable. But that desire to be comfortable is the very thing that holds you back. In terms of belief, believing that you don't deserve it. In terms of belief, thinking that you can't pull it off. In terms of mindset, abdicating, giving away your responsibility of actually the very powerful thing that you have as being the business owner. And then thirdly, putting too many things, too many oars into the water, too many ingredients into the pot, and have a guess what you end up with? A pile of doo-doo. That was the clean version, guys. So hopefully you understand now a few things, and maybe this may have triggered one thing for you, and that's all it needs to do. One thing, because that one thing will raise your awareness around the fears that you probably experience. Look, we all have good days, we all have bad days. It's the actions we take regardless what pushes us forwards, guys. It's Leon Street from businessownerelevation.com. Whiteboard Wednesday. Thank you for watching, and I know it's a flip chart, not a whiteboard, but I'll catch you on the next one.